These are my thoughts on Zach Cregger's Resident Evil movie trailer as someone who has not played the games. And I know I'm kind of late to this topic, but I am a massive fan of Zach Cregger, so I kind of wanted to put my input on this because the fan bases of Zach Cregger and the Resident Evil fan base are arguing like crazy over this trailer. And all I can really say from my perspective is that I have loved both Weapons and Barbarian. Both made my top 10s, potentially top 5s of the years that they came out. And they're some of my favorite horror movies of this decade so far. I also really like that Austin Abrams is in this and he is the main lead character. He had my absolute favorite chapter in Weapons and he was just very entertaining and had a lot of screen presence. And it looks like he is going to be going through it in this Resident Evil movie because he is facing all types of different creatures that are supposed to be infected with something called a T-virus. Definitely correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I've heard that it's called. So I'm very interested to see him go through all that. And there were some test screenings for this movie earlier this year and a lot of people were saying that this movie is around 90 minutes. And if you guys have been watching me for a little bit, you know that I love horror movies that are between 90 minutes and an hour and 45 minutes. I think that is the sweet spot for the genre. And people were saying that this was like a horror movie version of Mad Max Fury Road. And when you say stuff like that, that gets me all types of excited. I also really liked how he kind of upgrades his weapons throughout the trailer. Like I think he starts with like a handgun earlier on and then a shotgun. And then it looks like he has like some sort of submachine gun. And even though I haven't played the games, that is definitely video game inspired. I also am really digging the snowy look of the trailer. I feel like we don't get enough horror movies that are set in the snowy environment. So there's a lot of potential for this movie to stand out with that alone. When I watched this trailer with my girlfriend, this shot of all of the limbs coming out of the door definitely freaked us both out. But us two being the sick people that we are, that made us even more excited to come watch this movie. And most of all, that this trailer honestly did for me is making me want to go play the games a lot more. I actually bought the Resident Evil 1 remake and the Resident Evil 2 remake in preparation for this movie. And I'm planning on playing through as many of the games as I can before September when this movie releases. So y'all definitely let me know if y'all want to hear my thoughts on the games as I play through them. I think that would be a fun video series idea. And I love horror movies, so I'm pretty sure that I'm going to love these games, at least from what I've heard about them. Overall though, I am both excited for this movie as a Zach Cregger fan and a horror movie fan, and potentially in the future as a Resident Evil fan. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of the Zach Cregger Resident Evil movie trailer down in the comments, and make sure to follow for more horror movie content just like this.